Hey Turtle Nerds, welcome back to another video. Now in today's video, my 5 babies from Bean are actually starting to grow very nicely and comfortably, which is really good for me. However, they're very quickly beginning to outgrow this little tub that I have them in, but they're not large enough to go with the little hybrid terrapins because these guys are growing just a little bit quicker than the babies are. I was hoping that by the time these guys were large enough, I could just put them out in with these fellas. However, I may or may not have some new additions that require the space. So with that being said, I want to put those babies in a setup that is larger and has more space for them to swim around and grow, but also something that I can observe them better and really start to see all the angles of them, and a tub doesn't really allow me to do as well. So for the first time in over 3.5 years, I'm buying an aquarium. Now before we get started with today's video, make sure you guys hit the subscribe button and the little bell notification thingy so that way you get uploaded. That way you get notified when I upload. And if you want to go that extra step to support me and all of my crazy endeavors and help me afford the things that I get, head over to my Patreon. The link is going to be right up over here. Over there you'll get all kinds of exclusive access to some cool content and things that I don't post publicly really. And you get to learn about, like, for example, what new additions I get, you know, way before anybody else finds out about them. You can ask me questions no matter how big or how small. You can reach me at pretty much any time over there. Just all kinds of really cool stuff. Just go over and check it out. So now with all of that out of the way, let's go over the plan. So the new additions need almost all of the space that I have here in this 75-gallon tub. I can't fill it up without taking out this little mini tub. So what I'm gonna do is get a 20-gallon aquarium and I'm gonna black out the sides and the back, and I'm just gonna set up exactly like the setup is here, except I'm gonna put it right here. Then I can fill this the rest of the way up and leave in those 3 little hybrids and put the new additions in here until it warms up outside and they can go in the pond. So now before I go make my trip to get all my supplies, let's see what I have at home. I just learned I have an assignment due tonight and a quiz tomorrow, and I need to get this done like now. And I just finished working on a lab, which is great. So now it's almost dark and now I'm going to get the fish tank. This should have been done hours ago, but school is great. I have arrived. It is time to get this fish tank. Oops, I'm stupid. Perfect. Do y'all know how difficult it is to film and carry a 20-gallon aquarium? Well, it's impossible, so I didn't. Now, it's time to paint it black. And just like that, I remember why I use tubs and not these things. Now that this thing is stripped, I'm gonna set up some painter's tape on the sides where I don't want to get the paint. Do this. I'm so confused. How do you do it? I'm so lost.
Why don't you go take a class or something? Okay, I think my work here is done. I'll do the second coat, just leave it.
There's gonna be a second coat. And now, just like that, we have our first coat. And I 100%, nothing, I'm just telling people that I 100% did this all by myself, all on my own, first try. I'm a genius. I'm the best carpenter around.
The next day.
Hey, day 2. And this thing looks, holy heck, this looks incredible. Look at this thing. This whole thing is dry. And look, this tank looks actually really, really good. The next step is now to get my substrate in here and then begin decorating, the fun part. Now, hopefully Ace will have the sand that I want, and if so, I will have a bucket of sand right now. Awesome, so Ace Hardware actually had pool filter sand. They had this stuff, and normally I just get the play sand, and then what I'll do is I'll just kind of like rinse it out really well, but the play sand that they had was a little too yellow, and I like the way that this looks, and this has finer little granules and whatnot, so now I just need to rinse it and wash it all out. If you guys have never washed sand before, it's pretty darn easy. You just take it, blast it with water, and just let it overflow, and just rinse it out until the water runs clear. So see all of this trash and all this like stuff floating to the top? That's the stuff that we want to get out of this. So all I do is run this through here until the water runs clear, and just keep dumping out this water until it's clear. After just a few minutes of that, it's already running clear and it's ready for the tank. Okay, so things are kind of messy right now. However, I gotta move those little babies into the tank now that it's just about done being set up. Honestly, I think that it looks pretty darn good, except for the glare, hello to me. But I just now need to set up the heat lamp and zip tie it so it doesn't move, get the bulb in there, and I need to get this filter on top of a rock so it doesn't just suck up sand. So far, I think it's looking pretty good. So I just plugged in the filter. I think that's gonna work pretty well. Toss one of these. Okay. Let's grab this whole thing. Sorry to my babies. Fitting things into this tank is very interesting. It's so hard because of like this very small space between here and here. That is now suctioned onto there. The heat lamp is pointed at it. We're ready for the babies. All right, little ones, who's up first? Let's take the largest. He's got the zoomies. This one's just trying to bite me and not actually get in my hands. Let's put you in. Oh, are you opening your mouth to bite me? Crazy little booger. Let's get the little guy. And probably one of my favorites. Okay, and that is their new home. This is it. And they actually make it look small. Especially this fella, hey. So that's just about it. This aquarium is, oh. I should mute my class. So that's just about it. This aquarium is now finished. I'm really pleased with the way that it turned out. And actually these babies are a lot bigger than I previously anticipated. They are really seeming to swim around, finding their little spots, but I don't want to bother these guys too much because I just put them in this new habitat. So they're of course gonna be stressed out. I just don't want to contribute to any of that stress, so I don't want to like mess with them too much. You know what I mean? I would love to keep bothering these guys and keep getting shots of them and whatnot, but I don't really want to bother these little guys. I want them to find their own little spots. But other than that, I'm really happy with the way that it turned out, and I think that these guys are as well. So I'm just gonna let them settle into their new homes, find their little spots to hide, and that's gonna be it for this lovely new 20-gallon baby turtle tank. So thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this new little setup, and I'll see y'all in the next one.